All right, guys. Watching a debate the other night with Stephanie Miller from a live action debate with Lila Rose, UCLA, I believe Stephanie Miller's from the civil union place, civil rights place where they stand up for human rights, right? But we're talking about abortion where a baby never has a right. Nor will you ever hear Planned Parenthood talk about the woman after abortion. You will never hear them except say, oh, women are so happy that they had an abortion. You will never see aftercare long term for a woman after abortion. Planned Parenthood does not really care about women. If they did, they would have follow up and they would have statistics from years down the road to see how women are doing after an abortion. They treat it as if it's a dentist appointment. They treat it as if it's just, not a big deal. This is your child, ladies. This is another person. There should be so much weight to this. There should be, like, when we have babies, as I have had 5 born children and 1 forced abortion. And I blame more the doctor than I do anybody. There was no informed consent. There was no conversation. I just read a book where Dr. William Parker had talked about how he always talks to the woman and makes sure that there's some trust involved, that she wants the abortion. He has small talk with her to make sure he shows some kind of care. Okay, that still is not, that is cheap, guys. That is very cheap. He doesn't know these women. He doesn't know their story. He doesn't know their lifeline. Usually, if you have a doctor for your kids, as my mother had a doctor when I was growing up, when I was younger, it was the same doctor. So that usually, I mean, I didn't really have a doctor when I was older, but usually good doctor care is a doctor throughout your whole childhood, the same doctor who can, keep tabs on you. We have nothing like that for abortion, so it's not health care, okay? And then even with my kids, I pretty much had the same clinic, different doctors, but the same clinic, so there was consistency. And let me tell you, that was a low income clinic that I went to with my kids. So there were times I didn't use Medicaid, few times, but I could use low income scaling for my kids. So, the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Justin, had talked about, when he was challenged about abortion in a video, he goes, do you believe low income families should have dental care for their kids? And this guy was saying yes. And he's like, well, your party just denied that. Honestly, guys, it doesn't cost that much if you are taking care of your teeth and then you have Medicaid and then you have a low care clinic to take care of your kids. So many times I would bring my kids to the Concord Tech in New Hampshire and I would get a cleaning for them for $15. $15, right? Most of the care is at home. But $15 for what? Maybe once every 2 years, once in a while, because they ate well and they had good care at home. They did not need to go see a dentist as we do nowadays every 6 months. And when I was growing up, we didn't see the dentist all the time. There were, we had a dentist in school, but we didn't go run to the dentist all the time. And I had no cavities up until the age about maybe 45, and I still have had no cavities. And that's because I've stayed away from the dentist on a regular basis. It's been a few years, couple of years since I've gone, maybe 2.5 years since I've gone, and I need to go again. But for the most part, my teeth have been in excellent shape, and my kids too have had, for the most part growing up, all 5 of them pretty much had no cavities. There was one who had, just because his tooth was grown a certain way, he had to have that taken care of, just because that was not because his teeth were not taken care of. So 5 kids with no cavities growing up. What does that tell you? That's a mom who stays on top of her kids' teeth. As a mom, you have a lot to do, ladies. Don't